So there are a couple other things that you can do with this. Let's say, for instance, we want to work with simple shapes. One of the other things that's really cool about Illustrator that they don't have in Photoshop is if I hold down this little arrow key here and then go over to this allows you to tear things off. So let's talk about simple shapes. You've got your square. You can also see that anytime I create a new shape, it's going to take on the properties that are here before it's created. So if I wanted to make this black, I could select that. And this one has no fill. So now if I were to click here, you can see I've got a curved shape. Also, these little items here will allow me to increase or decrease the curve. You can also do this by pressing the up or down keys. You can see as I hold up, the curves get a little bit more incremented. As I go down, it gets more to a point. We've already done the ellipse or circle. Here we've got the Polygon tool. So if I open this up like this, if I press down, I am reducing the amount of sides to a triangle. If I press up, I can add them. But let's have the triangle here. And the other really nice thing is you don't have to do free transformation. I'm going over here to the selection tool, which is a V, and you can remember that because it's got the V kind of looks like a little arrow, or the direct selection tool is an A. So what's the difference between these two? Well, you can see when I click on the black arrow or the direct selection tool, it selects the entire object. If I press A here to go to the direct selection tool, I can select not just the shape, and you can see I can select the shape. If I click in the middle, it turns into a black arrow. But if I go off to the side, I can actually move these arrows, these dots around, and the paths will follow. All right. Another thing that's really cool is I could, if I wanted to make another one of these, and we're going to make sort of a pumpkin here, if I copy and paste, I can make another one. But another really awesome feature is if I click, and while I've clicked and have something selected, you can see I can do this with either the direct selection, the black or the white arrow. It's going to just turn into a black arrow. If I hold down Option, I can make another shape, so I can duplicate it, and I can take both of these and hit V so I have them both selected, and I can shrink them down. And you can see that the shrinking allows me to kind of really manipulate the size. If I hold down Shift, and this is the opposite of the way it is in Photoshop now, I can keep them both proportional. So now I'm just going to bring them over. We've got our eyes for our pumpkin. This is a little bit off, so I can also flip this. You can do that by clicking here, and then you can transform and rotate or reflect. You can also, if I wanted to, I could also just do this by dragging this over to the opposite side. All right, let's create another. So let's go to the star tool here. If you use the star tool, you can see that you've got all your stars. You press down, you can actually bring this down to another triangle. Something I do want you to be aware of before we go further with this is as I'm dragging this, if I hold down the Option key, it kind of pushes those out. And if I hold down the Control key, the Command key, I can stop the inner part of that and let you kind of bring out the tines of the star. But for this, we'll just do another nose. So I'm just going to do that. Bring it right there. All right, and let's do a, we'll learn how to make kind of compound objects first. So for right now, let's just make this kind of a scared pumpkin. We'll bring over a circle here, and we'll bring it down.